Hi guys, it's Mr. Fed. Welcome back to the channel. I am back in the man cave and today is my Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing video. I received it today from Nintendo UK. Nintendo UK gave me a code in which to enter their shop and pre-order this, which I did on April the 9th. It came in this rather fancy looking box here with a nice looking Mario graphic inside. There'll be millions and millions upon YouTube videos doing their Nintendo Switch unboxings, but I reckon this is one of the few that comes from a middle-aged cranky old man. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to watch you sort of make me take all this out of the box. I'm going to cut the video now. I'm going to get this out of the box, and when we come back we're going to have a look and give it my first thoughts. Okay guys, welcome back. It's all been unboxed and I'm holding the Switch 2 in my hands for the first time. And my first impressions of this is what an absolute beast. You can definitely see the size difference, and the screen reaches right to the very far corners of the edge of the actual Nintendo Switch 2. So, I mean, it does look mighty impressive, doesn't it? So, one of the first things that I'm thinking as I hold this in my hand is I'm really glad I got one. Now, this console, more so than any other, I saw absolutely hundreds and hundreds of YouTube videos saying why they weren't going to purchase a Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day. I mean, I saw more videos saying why they weren't going to purchase one over why they would. And I do kind of get it, to be honest, because, I mean, it does look, you know, as I'm holding it, it doesn't feel like a next generation console. It looks and feels, you know, with the aesthetics, like an upgrade, like a simple upgrade. Now, I know there are some of you out there will say, oh, come on, Mr. Fed, you know, a next generation console is an upgrade, which is true. But I guess for me, a next generation console also has to sort of contain a little bit of ingenuity. And every Nintendo console, you know, through the generations has always had that little bit of extra ingenuity. So I'm trying to think, is there enough ingenuity? Is there enough kind of in this Nintendo Switch 2 to separate it from its predecessor? To make it a really true next generation console? That I don't know. Now, when I had the Nintendo Switch 1, I always had it in my head that the next generation Nintendo console might work on Nintendo's virtual reality. You know, the ultimate goal of having virtual reality Mario Kart in your home. That was kind of what I was hoping for, because Nintendo's other foray into virtual reality was Nintendo Labo, and for me, that just does not cut it. And it just seems like everyone else is sort of running away with virtual reality, and Nintendo is still kind of stuck on the starting blocks. But regardless of that, I'm still very happy I've got my Switch 2. I mean, you can definitely feel the weight difference, that's for sure. If I just grab my Switch 1 over here, let's have a look. I mean, well, it's not too bad actually. I mean, it's definitely a little bit heavier, but not too. I thought it was a bit heavier than what it is, but it's not too bad. So what else did I get with this? Well, I pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. I pre-ordered a Nintendo camera. And I also got a micro SD memory card. Now, I also pre-ordered Donkey Kong Bonanza. I stupidly thought that Donkey Kong Bonanza was actually a Nintendo Switch 2 launch title, but it's not. Donkey Kong Bonanza doesn't actually come out until July the 17th. Now, had I known that, I think I probably would have picked up another launch title, like something like, you know, the steampunk game, I can't remember the name of it, 1077 or 2077, something like that. Might have picked that up instead, but as it turns out, I'm going to have to wait until July the 17th until I get my copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I will look forward to that. Okay guys, I just cut out a blooper there. So what were we saying? Well, one thing I'd like to test out is these magnetic Joy-Cons. So you just clip them off like so, and they're magnetic. I mean, you just attach them like that. It's so easy. I mean, there's absolutely no wiggle room in those Joy-Cons at all. On the Switch 1, they were a little bit loose, didn't they? Feel a little bit flimsy. And I know sometimes mine weren't always connecting to the main console unit. So you just unclip these off. He says, there we go, and unclip this one off. One thing I did want to test out is the Joy-Con 2 grip. So if we just stick the Joy-Cons in this Joy-Con 2 grip, which is equally as magnetic. See, now that feels like a pretty decent controller. I know on the Switch 1, this Switch 1 controller here, I mean, it felt flimsy, it felt small, you certainly couldn't feel like you had proper games on it, and the Joy-Con joysticks were really kind of, they were okay for short periods of handheld gaming, but you wouldn't want like a long sort of console session on it. So definitely for the Nintendo Switch 1, you absolutely needed a Pro Controller. That's the Pro Controller 1. With the Switch 2, this is okay. This is much better. You could probably get away without having one of the expensive Pro Controllers for the Nintendo Switch 2, because this feels like you can have a decent session on it. But regardless, I did buy a Switch 2 Pro Controller. I mean, it looks great and it feels absolutely great. My only gripe with this is the trigger buttons. Now, they are still kind of one and done press, they don't have that tension on them, they don't have that, that analog feel. So when you're playing driving games and you're using your trigger button to accelerate, I mean, it's all or nothing. You can't do anything at half pace with that trigger button. So I think Nintendo missed a trick there. I'd have liked to have seen that incorporated in the Switch 2 Pro Controller. But essentially, the Switch 1 Pro Controller and the Switch 2 Pro Controller, I mean, they're exactly the same, but the Switch 2 Pro Controller is definitely a lot sleeker. I mean, I love that kind of matte black finish. It looks fantastic. So yeah, I mean, if you pick up a Pro Controller 2 and you've got the Joy-Con controller 2, I don't think you're going to have too many issues having sort of multiplayer games. So I don't really know what else I want to say about this, guys. I just wanted to do a quick show and tell video, to be honest. So yeah, this is the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm going to set it up now. I'm going to try and sort of find out what all the camera and all the bits and bobs do. And when I do get it set up and manage to get anything going on it, I'll probably do another video. But yeah, so I'm happy with it. I think in total, the Pro Controller, the camera, the Switch 2 console and the memory card, I think it came to probably just over 600 quid, and then I've got Donkey Kong Bonanza as well coming, that was about 70 quid, so in total it's about 670 quid. Yes, it is spenny, but I mean, my wife takes great delight telling me that this is all my Christmas and birthday presents rolled into one for the next 20 years. I will admit that I did spend most of my gambling money on it because I had quite a good season on the gambling. So gambling clearly pays. Anyway, that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.